The top of this thing is like, damn, what is going on? It's stuck grease, like, I don't know. It's not clean enough on top yet, but we will get it there. So, just so we can see what we have, I'm going to clean off some of this soapy water here. So, just as I suspected or expected, the top is still has this film of grease, which is stuck on it. It's amazing. It even smells like, I don't know what. That is something. Okay, so we're not going to damage this paint. We're going to keep cleaning, scrubbing this thing till we get all this stuff off. It does come off. I took it off the tender. It does come off. And I'll show you once. I'm going to try a little bit more with this, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to eventually get it all off the way it's supposed to be. Try not to splash when you use your toothbrush. It kind of sprays water everywhere when you flick the ends of the bristles. But yeah, we're getting there. Wow. Look at how filthy this brush is. And that's not even, from when I start, that's like just now. Alright. Yeah, this had some, I have not come across, that's the first time I've ever come across that kind of a greasy, whatever. Alright, good. Looks like a couple of little spots here and there. Do a couple. Normally this wouldn't take that long. I apologize, but I wanted to show you this. Sometimes this is normally very easy. You scrub it once and you're done. But not with this puppy. Yeah, this is requiring an enormous amount of effort and time. Okay. All right. Okay, so I've washed it as much as I could. You should see the filth in this pail. I don't know if you could see it, but man, it is. Oof. Holy smokes. Filthy water. Wow. Let me show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put some in this little glass that I have. Yeah. This is not even all the dirt at the bottom. Look at that dirt in there. Look how filthy that. This is not even the black stuff that's in the bottom of this thing. And it has a petroleum smell, like some kind of grease or something. I wonder if somebody, I don't know, I wonder if they sprayed something in the area where these things were stored and it got over the top of them, you know what I mean? Like the spray came down on them or something. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we have a task ahead of us. We have to clean, we have to actually dry it really well, and I mean really well. Okay, and then we have to polish it. So, I think we did a pretty good job of cleaning most of that crud off. At least I think so. Okay, now drying this takes much longer than washing it or wetting it, because there's water everywhere in every little hole, nook and cranny you can't get to. But what I'm doing now is I'm taking off the excess, the really, there's lots of water everywhere now. So we're going to take off as much excess water as we can with paper towels. Okay, and then it's going to get really noisy in here. I mean really noisy. Probably to the point, well, you won't be able to hear me talk. That might be a good thing. But but it's going to get very, very loud in here because I'm going to turn on my compressor. And the compressor is the thing that's going to really get a lot of this water out from places we can't get to. But that is important, because if we don't do that, you will have a piece of rust in a year or so. And we don't want that to happen. We're also going to use some Q-tips. We're going to use some Q-tips to clean certain spots that we can't reach with the paper towels. We're going to. I want you to see the effects of the air. It's very important. Now, those of you who don't have a compressor, if you do this all the time, I suggest you go out and get one. But if you don't do this all the time, then no need to get one. Just go out and buy a bunch of cans, and I suggest buying a bunch, like 6 of them. Cans of compressed air. They are a pain. I hate them. You start using it within not even a minute and a half, 2 minutes, the can loses pressure because the cold, tightens up the nozzle that's spraying it, and blah blah blah. And you have to stop and put it down and let it rest for a few seconds, or a minute, or whatever, a couple of minutes, and then start using it again. And then it'll spray, strong for the first 30 seconds or so, and then it diminishes again, and then so if you buy a bunch of cans, you just, when that can starts to slow down, you put it down, you pick up the next one, number them 1, 2, 6 or whatever, so that you just go through them, and then you never, you can get the job done without having to wait for the can to rejuvenate every time. So that's my little hint for that. Now, this definitely needs some more cleaning. We're not going to clean it with the water anymore. So, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on this noisy compressor I have. But it does a job. It does its job. So, let's move this table and let's move this pail. My compressor is under my bench, my back bench here. We will plug it in. I keep it unplugged because it should be unplugged. But we'll plug it. We're going to plug it in. Okay. That doesn't work. Okay, 1 second. Just have to hook this up here. Sorry. I'll use this. Okay. All right. Now, I have a compressor that I use with a nozzle like this on it. Okay, I'm going to show you first because you won't be able to hear me once I turn it on. And this has a trigger, so I can blast air out of it. I get this pumped up to about 150 pounds pressure, which is plenty. And then we go to town. We turn it on. Turn it on and get going here. Okay, I got about 100 pounds of pressure, and we're gonna what I'm doing is cleaning off the water, the excess from everywhere, but I'm making sure I get in all the little screw holes. You can see a little splash of water come out. I don't know if you can see it, but if you shoot the air into a hole, into a screw hole, water's going to come shooting out. I also use handy dandy pipe cleaner. Okay, so what it did was it both the tank and the, I set it on 100, or actually 90 for this. Now, if I keep pressing this, the reserve tank, obviously pressure goes down and it starts running again. But right now, it's satisfied that I'm not using it. As it starts to leak air or seep air, it may turn on. But anyway, this thing is pretty well dry. I'm going to go over it one more time and get all the screw holes and everything, especially the screw holes. I'm going to get behind these little signs. Okay, I'm doing the cowling, the front cowl, and the steam chest and everything, and doing it the same way as we did the boiler. Of course, it's smaller, thank God, so I don't have to go crazy for an hour. But basically, same issue. You know, good part of this thing had grease on it, but it came off quickly on this. I've got a lot of little holes in this, as you know, for all the rods and everything. It's running gear, but that's okay. I'll clean it up nice. It's already. Get a paper towel here. Clean it up. Get the excess water off. Nice. Okay. Got a few nicks and crannies here. I want to get the grease off, the dirt. I could use the compressor, but it won't take off. While it's wet in those spots, I want to get the wherever I can off. It's pretty clean though, like the steps and stuff like that. That's why I use the Q-tip on those. Turn it upside down. A few crevices here. Screw holes. Here's the part number 224E-3. Okay. Get that all cleaned up nice. Take my other little doohickey, get into these screw holes. So all the holes for the... Okay, so now we got that. We're going to do our usual air to get out, excuse me, to get out all the excess water.